And then yes, perfect. All right, so I won't be touching much in terms of the fundamentals. I mean the news. Last time we spoke greatly in terms of visiting even the SENS Stock Exchange News Services from a JSE website. So that is your task every Monday, actually every day, because on that website, if ever there's a CEO that is resigning, before it goes to main media, it starts on the SENS. If ever there is a CEO that is selling off shares of the company that they lead, that's where it starts before it reaches the main media. All right. So the SENS are very much important in terms of the fundamentals. Please always do check that out because it's an opportunity for everyone to know what is happening. So via JSE website, you can go through it and you will see the SENS Stock Exchange News Services. That is the best service that you can get. All right. Obviously, all those news, sometimes they report about what happened yesterday, and then it will factor into the market in that particular day. And then on the next day, maybe you can even see it on media and so forth. So any deal or any trade that is made by directors, the CEOs, any news that relate to listed companies, you will find it there. News are populated. It's like more than 100 headlines on the SENS. Some important, some not so important. But stop wasting time sometimes on social media playing around. Check on those SENS news, check those opportunities that actually make the market do some movements. And then the next thing that I want us to check shortly is that one of indices. All right, so I will start with the local indices. So more especially GT247 broker, you know what? They are always when the market opens at 9, it's always 15-minute delayed. All right. So that means the movement will start to see the movement after some of the volatility of the what we call the indices. All right. So nevertheless, the strategy then that is very much good is that, all right, when the market is about to close, obviously there is also another volatility that takes place. All right, when the market is about to close, obviously the market closes around 5. But what the broker does is that 15 minutes before the closure of the market, and then you cannot be able to place trades that will actually be accommodated in that volatility. Okay, so what's the strategy is that that means you can place those trades way maybe 15 minutes or 10 minutes before, and you place them as orders. All right, you remember the strategy we spoke about last week in terms of putting those market orders in place. I mean last time. So those orders, they really work very well. So if you can understand that, it's even very much better because those orders they really work very well. So those opportunities are really fantastic opportunities all the time. All right. So I will actually uh, uh, touch on local indices and then also move to global indices. All right. I'll also be giving you some of the examples that I will need you to understand going forward. Okay, so many different activities, many different indices taking place. So I hope you understand. I hope last week you used that time to very much attend to your notes in terms of learning them and absorbing them properly and nice. All right. So let me start here with these few indices that I was trading yesterday and today before I move to GT247. So before I move to GT247, I will start with these ones. All right, and let me quickly share this. So, all right, this this one is my forex platform. Okay, this one is my forex platform, but this is what I want us to look at. This is a CFD account. This one, no, it's a quid. All right. So yesterday on the 27, these were the on the 27, because this one was on the 22. No, 27. This is the 27. Yes, this is the 27, and I was trading the US8. That one is the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is a 30 best performing shares in US. All right, Dow Jones, and there are two valuable times that you must note it down when to trade these indices. The first one is the that I need you to understand is the 9 in the morning according to South African time. That 9 in the morning is when the Eurozone, the UK market opens, Euro and UK opens at 9 according to South African time. And then there's a big movement that takes place. So volatility are those big up and down movements that always take place. And that's a great and a good opportunity for you to utilize that opportunity. You see, US 30, it gave me 31 quid. That was yesterday, 9 in the morning. One movement gave me 31 quid. 31 quids in rand is 1,500. So remember, last week I was talking to these forex people. I'm telling them that they have a tool and a skill that will allow them to actually at least make this 350 rand a day. That will be a grant to most unemployed. They already have a skill that can give them at least the minimum of 350 rand. Okay, so this is what I need you to understand. And then in the morning, these were two trades that were completed in the morning. Yes, is this one. This 10 pass is actually UK time. It was 9 here, I think. Yeah, and then that was a 35 quid. 35 quids. It's more like 1,700. Two trades, 1,700. Not too bad in the morning. And then the second valuable time, this was a 9:15, 13 past 9, 14 past 9. Another great opportunity for volatility is a 3:30. All right, 3:30 is another great opportunity because that's where again the indices are reopening from the break. Okay, so if you also understand that yesterday again, that gave me 23 quid. 23 quid is 1,150. All right, when you take it back to rands, it's 1,150. Not too bad. And then that was yesterday. Today, only two trades. On the 28th, that was a 3:30. One was able to accelerate me to 148 quid. If you say 148 quid, let me quickly check this out with you so that you understand what I am talking about. Is opportunities that we always encourage that good people, let's implement them so that you learn it easily and nice what I'm trying to share with you. So let's say quid to ZAR to check how much is it. So one quid is actually 49 rand 29 according to South African time. So 140 quid times 49. I want you to understand that sometimes the market gives you a small milk, sometimes beautiful one. 148 times 49 is equal to 7,200. Not bad. All right, that one is 7,200. That indices can actually give you because of a very smart and a big volatility taking place. I hope you understand. And then again at 5, another 81. At 5, another 81. So let's say 81 times 49 from indices, that is 3,900. Okay, 3,900. Not bad. Plus 148, that's 11,000. 2 trades, 11,000. Good people. These are the results of all these strategies I'm always teaching you. Okay, so good people, those are the few things that I need you to understand. And to me, it always pains my heart that I'm teaching you same thing that I'm always practicing, but you are not doing it. And then now it's like manje ngilokudla ngedwa, but zonke lezi zinto sizidiscussa amongst all of us. All right, so those are the few things that I actually need you to understand. I've got this one is the US 100 is Nasdaq, and then US 30 is a Dow Jones. US 500 is what we call the SAP 500, Standard and Poor 500. So those are few other opportunities that I always need you to understand that they exist. And then let's come back to the local one, the Rand Desire one. All right, this is what I also need you to understand. So here, these are old support and resistance lines. So let me pull this down, and some I will have to cancel. All right. So yeah, let's work with what we have now. Obviously, here was a really nice uptrend from 19 July. Beautiful move. I'm just connecting this level and this level. Now I'm ignoring all this one in between because the market is already at another level. So that's the Nasdaq. It's also available on your what we call CFD platform. All right, it's also available on your CFD platform. And then this one is a DAX 30. That one is a German 30. Best performing companies in Germany. Okay, and then when you scroll down in terms of indices, this one Australia 200 is another index based in Australia. CAC 40 is a Frank 40. That one is a Eurozone France 40 index. Eurostox 50, best performing companies in Europe. So that one is Eurostock 50, Hang Seng, and the Nikkei, S&P 500, Wall Street 30, and many other indices. All right. So for instance, let's start with Wall Street 30. So this is the small thing that we have to do. Obviously, at this level, this is what I'm putting at this level. All right, at this level, I have what? At this level, I have my support, and I think, yes, and then this other side, the market is pushing down very strongly. This is my support and the resistance. All right, I was going to draw a line that is pushing up, but actually, okay, let me just put an uptrend that goes like this. Okay, that actually goes like this. Obviously, I'm not supposed to put it like this because this other candlestick is in the move, but anyway, let's just leave it flying there, and we will check it later on. So there are two most important times in terms of trading these indices. Number one, it's when the UK market opens according to South African time. That is 9 in the morning. That's beautiful movements that are taking shape. And then the next one is actually the other part that we call 4:30. I mean 3:30. All right. The next one is a 3:30. 3:30. There are other beautiful moves as the market returns from the break. All right. So if you understand those two time frames about the global indices and the global markets, those two time frames are very important for me and you, because those two time frames, there is always a strong volatility taking place. So if you understand that, it's even very much better, good people. All right. I hope that is clear and straight forward, because that's where opportunity lies, and that's where we are able to benefit from those big moves from the market. Okay. So if you understand that, it's even very much better and clear. All right. So coming back now, we've got all the, if ever in terms of trading these indices, if you can focus on these three only, that is the Wall Street 30, that is a Dow Jones. That is the first one I am encouraging that you check out. Number two is the S&P 500. Number three is the Nasdaq 100. Those three indices, they can bless you, but you need to understand that they can also curse you, because the market is highly volatile. All you need to do, set up your analysis proper, your trend lines, your identifying chart patterns, also support and resistance in place, and wait for the movement. What normally happens is that for the first 30 minutes to an hour, when it opens and push up, it can go up like for the next 30 minutes to an hour sometimes, but you must monitor it yourself so that you observe it properly and see what I am actually talking about taking place. So I hope on that one we are together, and I hope you are noting it. You are also writing it down for future reference, because that's what I always encourage that you do. Okay, so let's move to the next. That one is a S&P 500. Okay, so what I can do here, it's so simple. It's so simple. And then let's push it up like, oh, sorry. All right, so now I've got this in place. And then let me have another one. Maybe flying like this, of which is fine. All right. But somebody may say, how about something like this? Joining this, forming some form of a channel right there. That's great. That's beautiful. This is just 1 hour time frame. Then you wait. If it breaks this uptrend support, then you've got an opportunity to execute right there. Okay, so if it breaks, then you have an opportunity to execute right there. I hope it is still clear and you still understand the good people. All right, so there were trades that I was actually checking, and I am closing. All right, so 1 or 2 trades that were actually pushing that I am closing right now. Let us continue. So if you understand these elements, it's even very much better and interesting. Okay, so I hope that is clear. And then where is the Nasdaq? Let's check out the Nas. This is the Nasdaq, and then we do the same here as well. All right, so that if it breaks this level, then we can kick some points right there. Okay, so again, the last one that I say we always check around those same times is the, where is this one now? S&P 500 and Wall Street 30. Wall Street 30 and US 30, it's one and the same thing. Sometimes you call it Wall Street 30, sometimes US 30. So that is one and the same thing. You don't need to forget that. All right. So if you know you that, then that's even very much better and remain forever interesting. Okay. So let's get going. And 1 second, there's one last trade that I was actually trying to close quickly, and I'm just being disturbed by profits here. All right, I hope you do not mind. And yeah, so that's what happens when you listen to the market. Every time the market has got something to say, when you listen, you benefit. All right, so let's get going. I'm done with those trades that I was closing. Sorry about that. All right, we'll come back to companies, but my focus for now is on the indices. And then when it comes to local indices, again, the challenge may be the fact that the current, our broker sometimes limits us. How does it limit us? Is because it is 15-minute delayed. So if it's 15-minute delayed, that opening and closing volatility, we miss out a little bit of it. Okay. For instance, let me start with the Satrix 40 when we are actually dealing with the local. Still another index, the Satrix 40. All right. So when you see this long candlestick, this one, for instance, when you see this one, a longer candlestick like this is an opening of a market. This one is an opening of the market. You see how long it is. This one is an opening of the market. Okay. Now you see it is very much predictable. Opening of the market, this one. This is an opening of the market. Okay. So this is what I need to understand. Every time, if you notice this week, every time when it's open, it shut down. I think this one was the closing. Some of these sometimes is the closing, some is the opening. Okay. So, for instance, as here it was shooting down for like 30 minutes to an hour. All right, because this is a 1 hour time frame. And then the following candlestick were recovering. All right, pushing back up. That's your opportunity right there. You do not second guess that as it has shot down, then it will reverse. But all you do, you analyze it proper, have your support and resistance in place. When it breaks that support and resistance, then you utilize the opportunity. Or when it breaks that trend lines, or whether chart patterns like head, shoulders, or double tops, double bottoms, but that's what you need to be looking for. But all these big moves are actually opportunities. All right. So now my strategy in terms of trading these two volatility movements, opening and closing, is to have an order just before the market closes. All right. That order sometimes, if not fulfilled today, it can be fulfilled when the market reopens the next day. All right. Sometimes it can activate it, but because of longer strokes of movements, there are smaller chances that it can actually hit my trade and then hunt my stop. All right, because you can see that this volatility sometimes is so drastic that sometimes it's move up or down very fast. So those are the few things that I actually need you to understand going forward. All right. So if you are clear on that, that's even very much better. All right. And then let's check out the DV. Okay, here I'm not okay. Let's go to the finances. The This one is the financials one, and the finances is actually top 15 best companies in finance, including the banks. The next thing that you do here, you know, these two candlesticks were the volatility of the market closure. All right. So even though it's not strong like the SATX 40, but every day, this must be your bread. In the morning and when the market is about to close. Those are also very crucial times that you must always check out for your own benefit, good people. Okay. So I hope what I am actually sharing right now is clear and interesting. Okay. So are we still together on that one? So if we're still together, I'm happy, and that's very much great. Okay, so let's move to the next. Which one are we moving or attending now? Is actually the resources. Satrigrace. Yay. You see, lana ke kunzima kakhulu. Awuyabona la imarket ishaya ngisho ama-gap. I-gap imarket ibhekele phezulu, as you can see. So that's another thing that you need to always note and understand, that sometimes ama-gaps wemarket amakhulu. All right. So look at this space. This was a opening. That's where it closed yesterday. Resources include the mining. That's where it opened today. Okay. So that is why whenever you are using an order, but make sure that your order is in the right place every time and all the time. Make sure that your market orders are in the right place, and you have your stop loss and the take profits. That's another thing that you need not to forget. All right. So remember those strategic orders that I encourage you understand and utilize. That is the right time to actually use them. So 40 resources, too much movement happening there. All right, so always check them, as well as the FINI. That's another one that can also show you some flames. The industrial 25, that's another busy body. As you can see, here is the industrial 25. Look at these big movements taking place here. Go busy. If ever you are facing, that is why I'm saying let's utilize orders most of the time. Okay, if you forgotten the market orders, please do go back to the previous sessions so that you can remind yourself in terms of how do we go about putting market orders properly in the right place. So if you actually go and remind yourself, that will be very much interesting. Are we still together, good people? Do you still understand what you are actually learning today? So before tomorrow, maybe we'll focus on the shares and companies. But for now, my focus with you is towards this. The beautiful thing about indices is that the global indices, as much as the JSE closes around 5, but the indices, global ones, are still open. So on your platform, you can still trade those global ones. All right. So that's one of the few things that I'm happy if you understand it clear and properly. Okay, good people. If you understand it clear and properly, then I'm very much happy. I'm very much happy as you understand them clear and proper. All right. So let's continue again. Let us get going. And then the last one that I made, okay, that's the important four I was mentioning. But again, there's these ones. All right, let me scroll down and see if I can find them down here. All right, these are currencies and companies. If you have a question so far, please you can bring about that question. And if you are confused, please let me know so that we can clarify it further for you. Right? Do not remain confused and not knowing what we are actually talking about or referring to. All right. These are other two more. Satrix, emerging markets, not emerging markets. Let's check Satrix SAP 500. That's the one. So right now, this one I think is closed, but the other global SAP 500 is still very much open, right? And then this afternoon, there's this movement of trade that I think will be taking place because there is an interest rate decision in US. There's an interest rate decision in US in the next few minutes. 8 and 8, yeah. So there will be another volatility in the market. Please do look for the movement of these indices. Obviously, maybe you cannot trade them or you can trade them upon analyzing them, but please do check them out around 8 o'clock. So you understand that this platform gives you an exposure to JSE listed companies and global worldwide indices, meaning that when the JSE is closed, but you can continue to trade, obviously you can trade currencies and you can also trade those indices. Any questions so far? I think it's clear because I'm seeing no questions so far or comment. All right. And then now the next that we can focus on, remember now, let's move back to companies. Obviously, the market is now closed, so there isn't much of the movement that is happening, but we can analyze now for the next day. All right. So now we have an opportunity to analyze the market forward for the next day. If ever we can do that right, it will be even better tomorrow when the markets reopens. So those are the few things that we need to understand and always take care of opportunities as they represent or present themselves. Okay. All right. So let's continue and have this in a proper sequence. All right. Let's say we are checking out Anglo-American. This is Anglo-American. Yeah? So let me delete these past trend lines as they are now flying in the air. All right. So I'm just making an example with the Anglo-American. Yesterday, it closes around. Yo, you understand? That's how sometimes orders will actually assist you because some of the market are like too volatile. All right. So look, it closed around here. When was this? I think, let me wait. I think my platform is not up to date. Let me check if anything is moving here because, yeah, no, it's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. So everything is fine. If you look here, this is where the market closed the other day, but this is where it opened. Okay. So you can see this gap in between. This is a dangerous gap. All right. But it can also be a fruitful gap. So if you have an order and activated around these levels, and then the next thing, the market jumps and reopen around these levels, that will be a beautiful buy order right there. Remember, this is one bottom, the second bottom, as you can see. All right. So this level is your neckline. Then you wait, or you can just put your order around these levels in case the market breaks, and then you actually do your opportunity right there. Okay, so for now, all we are going to have is a support and resistance around these levels. All right, all we are going to have is this is a support, this is our resistance. Okay, we have it like this. And then tomorrow morning, when the market opens, if ever new candlestick is formed below your support, that may present a shorting opportunity. But new candlestick formed above your resistance, that may also present a buying opportunity. So that's the first one. You can write it down, Anglo-American Platinum, and then you can also be able to check it tomorrow. Okay. And then the next one that we may also check is Anglo Gold. Obviously, on Anglo Gold, we will have something like this. All right. Remember the importance of putting your lines proper. So this is what we have. That's another beautiful analysis. And then we have to wait for the market to tell us which direction it's going to go. That's simply what we always need to do. All right. In this instance, if it breaks the uptrend line, then we'll have an opportunity to short. And then we'll also have to look for more targets. And if it breaks the resistance above there, we may have another opportunity to buy. Always have your stop loss and take profit in place, because sometimes technicals, we can have everything in order, only to find that the news and the fundamentals and everything else is doing something very much different. Let's check out Profitability. All right, and we did actually analyze this one, and that's where it closed around these levels. Okay, remember that as much as companies and shares do go down, but the long-term objective is growth. Every CEO and a manager, their strategy is to do what? Is to grow companies. Okay, so that is always a strategy, to grow companies. So if you understand those matters, it's even very much better for me and you, that the strategy is always to grow companies. It's the objective is growth. If you understand that, it's even very much better and clearer. All right, so on the PHP built-in group, we do have our support and resistance in place. Let's check out Bitvest and what happening with the Bitvest. All right, let me check 30-minute time frame and back to 1 hour. All right, 1 hour is beautiful. Let's check this out. All right, beautiful uptrend right there. And then this level we have what? Resistance. This level we have what? Support. Let's wait for tomorrow. Then the market will tell us which direction it's going to go next. That's how we analyze. The problem with people is that sometimes they want instant opportunities. All right. So whenever you open your laptop, your computer, you want an opportunity. You have to analyze first and wait, like a fisherman. Sometimes you go and throw your line, you wait, nothing's no catch, nothing. But some other beautiful day, too much cash. All right, so it's the same thing here. The market will give you whatsoever it's gonna give you that particular day. Remember, it is owing you nothing, meaning that whatever it decides to give you that particular day, please accept with a positive attitude, because that's what the market decided to do. What? That's what the market decided to give you in that particular day. Some days are good, some days are not so good, some days are bad. But in the market, as you listen what the market tries to tell you, you will always have good and better days than the terrible one. So if ever you've got that in mind, it's even very much better and interesting. All right, so let's look for another one as well. British American tobacco. I think we also touch on that one. So that's the practical part that we need to always do. All right. Nontokozo, yesterday you reminded me the smartphone videos and everything. Okay, so also remind me to send it tomorrow morning. Please remind me so that I will send it those recordings to both the groups as well. So please do remind me, because today again I forgot and my day was mostly out of office, so it was really upside down for that matter. Okay, so for tomorrow, please remind me. Same thing here. Our support in place, our resistance in place. Next thing we wait. Look these movements when the market goes down. It could move down. All right. So don't you forget those what we call the proper risk management. And what you need to understand here in terms of the shares, you can even trade them at a 15-minute time frames, like 15-minute time frame. All right, 1 minute it can give you those smaller incremental trades. Like for instance, this one is just 7 rand. It's fine. 7 rand, you take it. 50 rand, not bad. Another 50 rand, you accept. Another 49 rand, you accept. That's give you that, take it. All right. And then the more you hunt for more opportunities, that small 350 a day that I'm always referred to, you can be able to make. All right. Obviously, here is in rent. The first one that I was showing you is actually the forex account of mine. All right. So, but the focus is mostly on this other one that I am encouraging you that you check out. All right, so the focus is on that other one that I am really much encouraging you that you check out. And last thing that you can do also here, look at this. We can have our support and resistance again at these levels. The market breaks, gives us another opportunity to buy, or breaks this side, another opportunity to sell. All right, so I don't want to have a downtrend line that is too sharp here. And the next thing, no, I don't have head and shoulders in this instance. All right, so so what I'm trying to explain, I hope you are able to understand. All right, so let me check on your questions before we move towards a conclusion. I verify my documents inkinga angisakwazi okumele ngikwenze to find my account. Good one. So let me quickly show you how to go about funding your account. It's easier and straightforward. You go back and log into your GT247 account. You still remember that? You log into your GT247 account. All right. And then you go to menu. Oh, okay. I forgot to open this page. Now I'm talking and I'm under impression that you can see this. All right. So, all right, let me look out again. So you go to your GT247 page name, and then you log in, and then the username is that trading number, they start with 10. Mine start with a 9 because it's an old one. All right, but is that number and then your password that you created. Then you go straight to menu, and then you can click deposits. When you click deposits, it will show you different methods. This one is for EFT, more like you do on Easy Equities, because Easy Equities and the GT247 is one family. So if you decide you are going to use a electronic fund transfer, and then that's where you go and check your bank. You want to use FNB, Netbank, Standard Bank, Investec, or ABSA. So if you decide to use ABSA, these are ABSA banking details for your broker. And then this MT 999 is your reference. So it's always start with MT in the number. So whenever you are funding your account, make sure that the reference start with this MT and those 6 numbers that follow. Okay, so please don't you forget that. On a reference, you don't put your name or your surname, you just put the trader number. All right, so that when it reflects on your broker, they can automatically allocate into your portfolio. So I hope that one is answered, Suzola, and very clear. All right. So Tinabanye, where are the questions? All right. So if you do not ask me questions, then that means I'm the one who's going to ask you questions. Kuyazwakala kodwa Mkhize. All right, coach, can we have a session during the day so that we can put trade together? I have funded my account. All right, if ever you would like it to be during the day, maybe we can push towards 4. All right, 4 in the afternoon can be fine. And then we can also use Mondays as well. So before I move from the office, then that means around 4, we can also implement that opportunity to analyze proper, and then when the market open and you have that feel of the market, and then we can also be able to do that. All right, so any other questions, Siyabonga? Do you have a question today? All right, kuyazwakala kahle kakhulu, sengiqalile ukudla imali. Awu khabazela, awu asithembe ukuthi stop loss no take profit uyasebenzisa, because that's another thing that I encourage that you do, because if you don't, the market is very much harsh. So yeah, so good people, there's no small money. Even if you are making that 10 rand, that means now you are starting to understand what is happening. That 20 rand, that amount, no matter how small, but the most important thing is the understanding. All right, so the more you understand, and the more you can be able to put. Okay, when I place order in indices, must I put 2 orders, 1 order? It depends in terms of how the market looks like. There's no number of orders you are bound to put, but as you are starting, you do not have to overload yourself with too much market order. 1 will be enough. So that because when you're putting orders, you don't have to do like you are guessing, like 1 order buy, 1 order sell, or 1 order buy limit or sell limit. Then you wait, maybe it can go up or down, and then that maybe 1 will be fine or not. No, the market can actually show by giving us some smaller indications. So that's what we always look for every time and all the time when we are actually analyzing the markets. So we look for those translation from the market, and you are having, remember, you must have your, everything must be in place, like your your support, your resistance, and all other analysis that you may actually identify must always be in place. And then remember the chart patterns. For instance, if ever it was a downtrend and the market was ranging between support and resistance, the high probabilities is that the market will continue to trend down. that is where you put your order. So you don't guess. You always refer back to the knowledge that you are accumulating every day. That, okay, in terms of a chart looking like this, the probabilities are that this might be the move that may take place. All right. So there is actually no chart patterns that allows you, or yes, there are chart patterns and formations that may allow you to put two orders, because the market can go either way. But some others are very much clear in terms of probabilities. So those are the few things that you need to understand when you are actually analyzing the opportunity. Okay. So other than that, when you are doing the analysis during the day, it will simply depend. Those that are available will actually be able to do some live trading with us, but those that are not available will also catch it up from the recording. All right, so I hope that is clear. If there is no any more questions, maybe I will have to close it here for today, with a promise that tomorrow at 6 o'clock again, we will also have another 1 hour session just to practically analyze this with you. But before we move to new analysis, we will revisit what we were actually analyzing today and see what impact happened. Actually, we'll start to check it out after 9 when the market opens, and then we will take it from there. And these are few things that I need you to absorb as quick as possible, because in the next few weeks we'll be moving to a more progressive, advanced way of analysis. And if ever you are not well versed in these basics, then the advanced level will be a problem to you. So that is why I am encouraging you that you drive yourself. I always encourage that you utilize at least 30 minutes a day. It will make some difference. 30 minutes a day can make some difference. Please do so. Other than that, for now and for today, thank you so much for joining us. And I request that if ever there is any more questions, you can also put it via our WhatsApp group. Other than that, thank you so much. God bless you and enjoy.